Retail Collective would not exist without our sponsors like Baker Tilly, Luminous, Minky, and Creatively. Join us at Retail Collective on September 10th, 2025 in Salt Lake City. We're now accepting applications. We invite you to connect with industry leaders and expand your reach. Contact Jeremy Brockbank by emailing jeremy.brockbank@retailcollective.org or visit us at retailcollective.org for more details. Subscribe to stay updated on our latest events and opportunities.
And do you still have to educate people on what an inverter is and what different types of solar panels do and how much they collect, or does it feel like it's the public's kind of educated now?
So they're getting a lot more educated. We try to make it as easy as possible. Yeah. What does it run? How long does it run? Yeah. And if they need education, a lot of times people are starting to understand, what it is, how it works, how big of an inverter you might need to run certain products. But if you don't, just make it super simple. And we also have apps that you can see.
Oh, that's amazing. So that's a new invention that we never had.
Yeah.
Things like apps and just making it a lot smarter.
Yeah, Apple, Android, and we have a web app that you can do on your phone.
So as you kind of look at the usage of solar on a day-to-day basis, is this kind of tell the audience who's kind of listening in, what SKU are you looking at? And if I'm looking at it, it looks like it's maybe 14 inches by maybe 8 inches by maybe 10 inches or whatever the deal is. Is that your best-selling SKU, the battery bank? Or what's kind of the product that most people purchase?
So we sell a lot more Safaris than we do this product.
Are they smaller or bigger?
Safari is bigger than this.
Oh, really? So those are the big selling SKUs now.
And they, they'll run anything. That's a lot of people. That's what they're looking for. I mean, number of units. This probably sells more, but those are more expensive.
Very interesting. Early on, we used to sell at Goal Zero. They had these. They're kind of smaller, lightweight lithium ions, and they were called Sherpas. And we learned pretty quickly that the customer pretty quickly wanted a much lighter version, and they wanted a much bigger version, which later on they created the Yeti. And early on, it was this little rechargeable battery bank of 4 AA batteries, and that was our best seller. And so and it had all these different products that could attach to it, like light up lights and stuff like that. Yeah. And that was a big deal. One time I remember we had such an interesting time because we'd sold to REI, and there was an issue with some sort of manufacturing part of that specific product. And we had it was operation, I think it was 4067 is what they called it, because that was how many products we had to recall from the different stores of all the REIs because they were getting caught on fire. And so, but it was such an interesting thing, trying to get those individual units back without it kind of giving bad publicity. But it was, now I imagine the technology is kind of stable and things are kind of, totally different now.
So this unit uses LFP chemistry, which is the safest chemistry out there.
Oh, that's, I don't even know if I know what that is. So how's that different than we used to start off with lead acid batteries, and then we went to these little safer technologies. What is this one that you're talking about? What does it do?
So it is within the lithium chemistry, but it's a different type. So for example, your Tesla car has something called NCA, nickel, cobalt, aluminum. That's
right.
This doesn't have any cobalt in it. Cobalt is what makes it catch on fire. So LFP is actually super safe, and you can control. So if you start with the right chemistry, it's a lot easier to engineer around it and make sure that it's not going to be dangerous.
Have you had any bad? Tell us a horror story.
What was that?
Do you have one bad experience or a horror story you could tell us about a product?
An old technology.
So way back, we used the wrong chemistry. This was 2013, and we found that they could catch fire or whatever.
Wow.
And so from then on, we swore that
You
we
swapped.
would only do
That's cool.
LFP, which makes it so it's completely safe.
So you do a lot of work with a lot of private labeling of your brand, right? With some bigger companies that push a lot of TV ads. You're actually the technology behind it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep.
So what how long you been in that side of the business, on the private labeling side?
Pretty much the whole time.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've always focused on the engineering, the chemistry, and just making sure the product works the way it should.
So you're more like the engine. You're the really technical people. You have a brand on top of it, but you're okay with other people selling the brand,
Absolutely.
in their own ways.
We do. Yeah. In fact, the Lion Energy brand started in 2016. So it was much later that we did the actual brand.
Like 4 years.
Wow. So you're private
Because you
labeling for a
said you
long
started
time.
in 2012, maybe?
Right.
Around there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So what made you want to start your own brand after 4 years of already doing this?
It was probably the next step.
Yeah.
To do our own brand. And so we had already done some retail. We've always done Costco, things like that. And that's when we came up with the lion head. A lot of people love our logo.
What's the story behind it?
Yeah.
You just liked lions?
Lion, lithium ion,
Oh,
So-
that's what it is.
And we wanted
that's
it.
where it
We
is.
wanted an animal, to
I love
represent us.
that.
So
I always like the
Lion,
branding of Lion Energy. Like
I would have
lithium,
never
that's a really
figured that out on my own.
cool- lithium
So
ion.
we don't say the lithium ion. We just say lion.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's how you do it.
It's really about the lion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Summit, our safari,
Yeah.
our sanctuary. So those are all
Within
lion
the
names.
lion. That's
yeah,
cool.
lion.
Wow, I
Yeah. So
love
it's all
that.
branding.
What's the inside of your office look like? Is it like safari themed?
No, I wish.
You
no,
drive a
it's
safari
just,
bus around in the factory.
And I'm going to go hang
No.
out there.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. We're a bunch of engineers there. So
So you're in an interesting category where I would imagine, you could tell me if I'm wrong, there's probably a lot of government grant opportunities in batteries and sustainable energy.
there are. Yeah.
Do you typically chase those, or is the opportunity cost too much where you're like, no, let's just focus on direct-to-consumer sales? Or
So those come.
Yeah.
We focus on efficiency.
Yeah.
We don't offer a huge variety of products.
Yeah.
We try to make our products the best
Yeah.
and continuously improve it. We listen to the customer.
Yeah.
We're a U.S.-based company that's listening to
That's awesome.
the people.
The stakes are high and needs are more complex when running an established consumer products brand. You've got mounting pressures across multi-channel sales, complex supply chains, inventory across multiple warehouses, and leadership needs fast, accurate data to make decisions. That's why leading brands partner with Baker Tilly, an accounting firm that specializes in the consumer product space. Their team understands the unique challenges of scaling product-based businesses. Whether it's navigating transactions confidently, sales tax compliance, integrating ERP systems like NetSuite, or predictive analytics, Baker Tilly delivers. Discover how Baker Tilly's industry-focused services can help elevate your business. Visit bakertilly.com.
to implement their changes, and we have the full app team there, and so we can make changes, in a day to our app.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So
So very integrated. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Vivint, right? Just kind of
yeah.
smart integrating all their stuff. And Control4 is another one, very similar. That's really
We're
cool.
focused on the experience of the customer, trying to improve that every day.
Does a lot of your sales come through like the humanitarian side, whether it's like FEMA or the Red Cross or state agencies that use it for backup? Do you do much on that side?
So
Government?
we do a lot of donations in that.
Do you really?
We did for the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine.
we sent a container full of.
Did you really?
Generators and things like that.
And
yeah,
you like gave it away.
We did. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So
that's a lot of free material. A container of this stuff.
Yeah, it was important though. You know, Russia would attack the critical infrastructure of the Ukrainians. Gosh. So, you know.
Good for you.
Knock out the power, you know, so they couldn't charge their devices.
Take that,
or whatever.
Putin. We're just going to donate some stuff.
Yeah, so we would send those with the solar panels. And
you and Elon Musk were donating.
And
That's
then,
so cool.
But we also do here locally. We do some things here and there.
That is rad.
To help out. Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yep.
I remember back in the day. Do you guys do retail outside of Costco?
We do. Yeah.
Where are you kind of based? What's working for you? What are kind of the primary areas?
We're all over. We get some outdoor, but we're in Buc-ee's. Have you heard of Buc-ee's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The convenience store.
Yeah.
Or gas station there. Yeah.
Yeah. When you think about it, you know, you're at the beach. You want to be able to charge all your stuff. So Buc-ee's, you know, a lot of times is there down by the beach.
That's cool.
So we do that. We do.
Do you do farm and ranch?
A lot of RVs. Dealers.
Like Stag Parkway. Do you sell to them?
Stag Parkway.
They're a big distributor in RV.
No.
You just sell directly? Do you do like...
we do a lot of direct dealers,
wow.
Hundreds of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
RV would be a great one.
Yeah, we have a cool RV battery.
That's cool. That's smart.
I would love to have a look into your family camping trips. I could only imagine you probably have you're powering a hot tub or...
So do you ever watch Parks and Rec, Anna?
No, I've never seen that.
So have you ever seen it, Tyler?
No.
It's amazing.
A few episodes.
So there's this one that they're camping, and Tom has everyone else is kind of like roughing it or whatever, and he's powering his whole thing by SkyMall. So he's got like everything. Like I mean, just the coolest thing I've ever seen. But this is exactly what I would see there, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's powering his PlayStation and his TV and everything else, and that you gotta watch that episode. It's a funny
I'll have
one.
to watch it.
Yeah,
the funny thing is, I have all these products at my house, and my kids will just take them and bring them with them to charge whatever devices they're wanting. But even my, now she's 15, I guess, but she's like 70 pounds and just really small, and she'll take this Summit around with her and carry it just because she needs power, and it's what's left there.
That's hilarious.
She's got to be getting pretty ripped.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So she'll just take it with her. But
they have no excuse to tell you their phone died when they're late.
So
so
what do they use it most on? Like projecting like computers or projectors for outdoor movies, or what do your kids use it the most for?
In the fast-paced world of retail, technology can be a transformative force, reshaping the way businesses operate and consumers shop. Is your retail organization leveraging technology to its top capabilities? Evolving your technology capabilities can help enhance visibility into your business, decrease risk of increasing cybersecurity incidents, accelerate productivity with artificial intelligence, and more. Deeply immersed in the consumer products industry, Baker Tilly professionals bring customized solutions that can help you find the right technology fit. Visit bakertilly.com to learn more.
Yeah, it's usually for their phone or whatever, know. But it does all that too.
Do you know what's really nice is, like, if you're on a road trip going down to California, and you're like, I don't think I can charge this many phones all at once, or laptops. Again, we got to put Frozen back on. But if you get something like this, you just start charging everything up at once.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even around the house, they would rather bring this around with them, because then you don't have to find a plug or whatever.
Is your stuff
just bring it with you.
Water resistant or anything like that?
It is, yeah. Most of our products are
water resistant now.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yep.
What does your target customer look like? What do they're going to buy your product to solve what problem is the most typical problem that your customer has?
Usually power for outages, whether it's medical equipment, if you have power goes out, you need to keep running. So some people are worried about that. Sometimes it's every day. Like people that need power on the go.
Yeah.
You know, they're running events. They want to run like speakers and things like that.
That's right. Yeah.
They'll bring it with them. A lot of camping,
Imagine
a lot
like
of
outdoor
RV
festivals and
Yeah, our bigger unit has a 30 amp plug on the back, and so you can run your whole RV off of that unit. And and then you think about it, you put your RV in the shade, and then and you can have your generator there.
That's right.
But then you can run so we've got an extension cord that's 23 feet, and you can put your solar panels out in the sun. And so you're charging your device while it's sitting
How long
there.
there's a battery in there, but you
Yes.
charge it solar, but how long does the battery last without being charged?
Depends on what you're running. It
Okay.
it could last several days.
Oh, that's cool.
If you're running, and if you have solar sitting out there, you can charge as fast from solar as you can from the wall, if you have enough solar.
So I
there.
used to, before I worked for Goal Zero, I used to work for OU Athletics, Oklahoma University Athletics, and their tailgating.
Yeah.
And that was my gig. So it was crazy. So people would come in, and they'd come in on a Wednesday, stay there Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday for the game, just tailgating in their own RVs. And back then we had 130 spots. And they would be living off of, they would die for something like this. Back then they didn't have it.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot
NASCAR.
of the college? Yeah, NASCAR.
But we do BYU football actually.
Do you really?
Yeah. So we've got several.
It's like a sponsorship or
there.
something, or
yeah, we work with
Did
them.
you go to the game on Saturday?
I did.
That's crazy.
It was awesome.
It was a fun game.
Yep.
Have you thought about doing a lot of the tailgating in like the SEC conference, like down south?
We've had several reach out. Yeah, we're working on it. It's way better, and even like Traeger grills and things like that. You know?
Yeah, Traeger would be perfect.
Yeah. So like, no matter what you're doing, you think about it. You don't want a loud, generator.
Yeah.
Out in the open.
No. Yeah.
And these are completely silent.
You had to flip off the generator. A lot of the people that were required to flip off their generators at like 10 p.m.
Yep.
So they're not waking up and keeping up their neighbors all the time. But I remember I did this analysis for the different schools to see like how was Oklahoma performing versus the other. And Oklahoma they're only charging like $100 per space. And so I did this analysis, and this is back in 2007 and 8, of like how much other universities were charging for their spots.
Yep.
Back then, Oklahoma was only charging $100. University of Tennessee was charging $15,000 to park their RV for 7 games in spots. And some of the tailgating areas got huge where they weren't just parking them on like asphalt. So they're like, why don't we just park them out in fields? Because they started doing that. Alabama at the time had 919 RVs because they would just park them anywhere. And that was really big business for these. And OU was just way undervaluing like what they could be doing. But like I just think about some of those universities down in the South, some of those big tailgating areas, and the Big Ten's the same way. Like, man, I don't know if you do sponsorships, but that would be a good place to do sponsorship. Have you looked into that? Have you done that yet with any of those schools or teams back there?
We haven't back there yet.
It's crazy like how much opportunity there is for a product like this.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts. So on the retail side, do you sell to like who kind of so you do some in outdoor? Where are you selling right now in outdoor?
We've done some
Like
with
do Bass Pro or Sportsman's or any of those guys?
Sportsman's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done some of those. We've done outdoor shops.
Do you do I don't know if you do like Shills or any of those guys.
We don't, no.
How about Farm and Ranch? Have you guys entered that space yet? Like either Tractor Supply or
we are worked,
Are
a
you?
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that doing
So,
really well. That is
yeah.
so cool. How much of your business do you focus internationally versus domestic? Is it mostly domestic or?
It's mostly domestic. We do
Yeah.
some international, Canada and
Yeah.
Mexico. We've got some in Australia and a little bit of Europe.
I
so.
did. I remember one time we went and sold to Lowe's, but it was really early on in the days, and there was a lot of education. But Lowe's loved the idea of being able to charge power tools for like roofers and people that were, but they had this secondary unit that they wanted to sell. It was called their hurricane section, where they had 30 stores that were in like Florida that really needed access to emergency powers for hurricanes. And that was like a different set of a cell. But it's interesting on the emergency preparedness, there's just different states have different areas that they're like focused on. Like in Oklahoma, we had ice storms that would take down everything, and they obviously had tornadoes. And honestly, every natural disaster happens in Oklahoma. It's like every month's like a new one. But all these different states all have to do all these different areas and different preparations, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when the power goes out, you need something to keep going, and that's when we really, sell a lot of stuff.
I remember a meeting one time with the heads of FEMA, and I said, "What's kind of the big potential issue that you guys war game for?" And it was interesting. I think it was called the New Mismatic Zone, I believe it's called. It's that whole area in the Midwest where they're like, if an earthquake hit Missouri and whatever, this would take down more people than any other disaster that would ever happen in the U.S. And it was kind of interesting. I don't know what it was, like certain fault lines or whatever had happened, but it was bigger than the big. What was that? There was the one big movie with The Rock in it for California with some other earthquakes. I'm trying to remember, like.
Oh yeah.
That was like the one that all the people. Andreas.
Yeah.
That was the one that they were all kind of fearful back there.
Yeah.
But I guess there were some other ones that were like, wow, this could be potentially pretty bad. But yeah.
Well, and you think about it, and gas generators is actually one of the things that kills more people during those disasters, because people bring the generator inside, they get it up and running.
And the fumes are there, and they
don't even
trouble.
think about it.
No, they don't.
Yeah, so you have to be well ventilated if you're using something like that. But this, you don't have to worry about it.
Really, really smart. Are you guys number one in the country with solar battery banks and personal movable solar? You've got to be way up there.
We're way up there. It depends on how you measure it.
Let's measure it the way you want to measure it. How are we going to measure it?
Yeah, we're number one for
sure.
There
we go.
Yeah. No, but what we focus on is the great thing is we offer everything. We have a whole home system. We have
That's
a large,
incredible.
portable generator.
And that's probably the big bulk of your business is the big stuff.
Yeah.
The home stuff.
Yeah, we even do utility-sized storage.
Oh, that is so cool.
So we can put, just big batteries
on
utilities.
That's the big ringer for you guys.
Yeah.
The home stuff.
A lot of dollars, for sure. But then I can, really recommend the right product for the right person.
Yeah.
We're not going to offer 10 different versions of this.
Yeah.
We have the one.
Yep.
But I can really direct the person to the right application.
On the home stuff.
Yeah.
Do you offer like financing, or is it? I'm sure it's a big ticket item. So do they finance straight through you, or through another company?
No. Yeah. Usually you're going through, some financer. It depends on how big the product is, but we have different levels. There's DIY type financers that home improvement. And the great thing is there's 30% tax credit
that's
is available from the federal government.
That's
to
really
be able
nice.
to put some of the bigger products into your home.
When does that go through? Is there like a certain amount of years until that expires?
Yeah, it's 2034.
So a little ways off.
Yeah, so
that's really
a while.
Nice.
But you really need to think about what you need to do for your home, so that the earlier you do it, the more you can see how your home uses it.
Yeah.
And so you can expand it if needed, because then you can get in, you can start solving the problem, and then really understand how you best use your energy.
So you do it by maybe square footage of the house that you want to keep up and going? Is that kind of you sell them a model depending on square footage?
Yeah, you can do that. You can focus on 100% utilization.
Yeah.
Go small.
Yeah.
And say I'm gonna make sure I use.
I'm gonna power the furnace, or I'm gonna power my kitchen.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, sorry kids, you're not getting anything.
I mean, for a home, even the entry level, you can pretty much run all your lights, secure garage door,
Wow. For a long time.
For a long time, fridge, freezer,
Your
you know,
alarm
all of
system.
that stuff. Yeah. So all the essentials.
So I'll bet.
And then you just keep the AC and EV charger, whatever it is, off at the pool. You know, so if the power goes out, you don't need to run those things. And that way you can cover it all.
Wow.
Super affordably. Yeah.
How did COVID affect the sales of the category of like?
Yeah, it was huge.
It was a big deal, right?
Yeah, a lot of direct to consumer. We do a lot of direct to consumer through our website, and so we can help people get the product that way.
I was chatting with the CEO of RC Willey on one of these, and we were talking about the early days of RC Willey with Bill Child, and he said what really helped them early on, the big differentiator for them, was that they offered financing. Because a lot of people, they didn't have $10,000. Well, back then it'd probably be $2,000 to just buy some home furnishing stuff. And because they were able to offer that, they pulled in so many customers and were able to kind of consolidate as being the main home furnishing, all because of financing. And it still is kind of a major part of their business.
Well, and that's the thing with our sanctuary product. You can finance it, you can get the tax credit, and then you know, it's positive cash flow day one.
Smart.
You know, and so over time you're saving money in the background and using that to pay your bill. You know, so. But then power goes out, you keep going.
Yeah,
you know,
you're
you can save, you know, a certain percentage, and with the app, it's super easy, and we can help you to our engineers. That's what they're doing, is trying to help you to understand how to best use energy in your home.
And then what type of panels do you typically use on the solar side? Like monocrystalline, polys, SIGs?
So we usually partner with solar installers. So we typically don't.
You do the battery banks mostly.
Yeah, the solar.
Yeah.
We're mostly equipment.
Yeah, equipment on the bank side. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So what's kind of your goal for the company over the next 5-10 years? Where's Tyler going to be? What's happening with the business?
So we want every building in America to have.
That would be awesome.
Have storage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like all these commercial properties, like all these Collier properties, being like you need backup battery in case you have all these tenants sitting in here.
Yep.
And eventually the power goes out. You're responsible to make sure they can still operate. So this is so that's probably big business for you.
Yeah, we have a cabinet solution that's for heavy commercial.
Oh, interesting.
You know, so you can, anything that has heavy equipment, you know, you can manage your peak demand.
Wow.
There's something called power factor correction.
Oh, interesting.
That happens. Yeah, so utilities, if you're 15 minutes over a certain amount, they'll charge you large amounts of money to manage that for you.
Oh, interesting.
And if you buy, you know, batteries, you can do that in the background. So you store when you don't need it and then use it when you do.
So let me tell you,
even gas generators, you think about it, those have to be producing above your highest peak, right?
That's right.
And so there's a whole bunch of it that's wasted when you're running the gas generator. And if you run it through our system, you could be charging the batteries with the excess. And then you can turn off the generator, so our system will turn it off.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can run off the batteries for a while, and then you could say, I want to turn the generator back on when I get to 40% or whatever. And it just does that.
There's something about I'm starting to get like more and more into like homesteading.
Yeah.
And just the ease of mind of like, okay, I've got water, I've got food, I've got X, Y, or Z. It's like a big, I don't know. It's something that the more kids you have and the older they get, you get really into this like almost nesting where you're like, okay, I've got to be self-sustainable, right? And so it offers a peace of mind. I'll give you a real world scenario. Okay. So back when I was in Oklahoma, it had this huge ice storm that came by, and it was like, I don't know if maybe January or something. And ice storms were kind of unique to that region of the country, but it rained really bad and snowed a bit, and then it froze, and because of how humid it is, and it took down literally 1/3 of the trees in Oklahoma because of how all the weight. And so what ended up happening is it took down the whole power grid in Oklahoma, and my office was inside the basketball facility, and the basketball facility was the only thing within 30 miles that still had heat and power in it. And, we went to the different grocery stores, everything was cleaned out, and we would stay there every night till about 9 o'clock at night because that's where all the heat was. And then we would run home and open up, your little, Campbell's soup, and we just eat it raw, and we would jump into our bed as quickly as we could and just totally cover it up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait till it was morning that I could go back to work the next day.
Yeah.
Because it was absolutely, you're literally, it's at nighttime, it's 10 degrees inside, and you don't have backup power. On the third day, I just remember we were outside, and all of the lights just automatically went on. And it felt like it was the biggest, oh my gosh, I survived. It was super scary going through it. And we were so grateful. I remember first thing I did is I pulled out the vacuum. I'm like, I'm just going to clean everything up right now. But when you're faced with a situation when you actually need it, it's like, holy cow, why did I ever gamble that I was just going to be fine? I think about that with food all the time. I'm like, do I really want to just gamble not having food storage and I have 7 kids? What's the if I actually need it, I'm going to be so mad at myself if I don't have it. I imagine you probably think about stuff like that.
So, yeah, one of my employees, he lived up in Heber.
Yeah.
And he had one of our systems on his home. He had some solar on the roof. And over Christmas time, a storm was coming through. And, he's not really thinking about it. He's like, oh, I'll just charge my batteries to the top and just leave them there. Because normally he's about savings or whatever. Yeah. But he did that. And then Christmas Day comes around. They open the presents, they go through the day, and all his neighbors are calling him and
he had no
why
idea.
are your lights on? What are you guys doing?
Wow.
And power had gone out for 6 hours.
And he probably didn't even know it.
He didn't even know it, and all of his neighbors were like, the kids can't play with their toys.
Charge their new iPhones.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is this guy? Where did
Yeah.
he get this thing?
And so he doesn't even notice that the power goes out.
That is incredible
and
story.
just keeps going. Yeah. So it's kind of,
what a cool testament of what you guys do.
But not only that, you go off grid. You have a cabin or whatever.
Yep.
Even if you bring your portable device, you can run whatever it is out there.
That is incredible.
Middle of nowhere, and
wow.
And you don't have to run power to the cabin or whatever.
Wow, that's really cool.
So, yeah.
Man, that's insane.
Yep.
Are you guys outdoorsy, Hannah?
We're a little bit outdoorsy.
Do you go
Depends.
Do you go car camping or something?
We do actually, yeah. My
do?
husband has a truck, and we're working on the process of getting the tent for his truck bed.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we just sleep in the trunk. But I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to actually get a nice tent and stuff. But I'm kind of like a bougie camper, so that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I have to have the right setup before I'm willing to go.
My favorite things are those tent attachments that go on top of a car.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
So you can tell a lot by a camper by the proximity of their camping and how far away they are from their car when they're camping. Right? So you got the backpackers. You're in the car.
Yeah, I like to car camp, but this summer he was like, let's go backpacking. And I was like, no, I want the car right there because I want to be able to cook my food. I don't want to have to haul all my stuff up in a backpack. To me, that does not sound fun. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm I'm a car camper.
I romanticized that stuff when I was younger, and I did scouting and whatever else. And then you have kids, and you're like, I'm going to be right by my car. There's no way I'm changing diapers in the middle of nowhere. You run out of wipes, and you're like, this is the worst day of my life.
I'm sure.
Camping sucks the older you get and the more kids you have. I literally remember probably 5 or 6 years ago, I went up with my in-laws, and they're all enjoying their life. They have their nice RV and everything else, and one of them's painting and all these extracurricular fun things. And I had kids, a lot of them, and I literally did not stop working for probably 18 straight hours. And then finally I'm packing up and I'm going home because this is just misery for me. But we didn't have luxuries like this. It changes the game for a lot of people.
It does.
Like I mean, I could like pretend like I'm Bear Grylls and my kids are little miniature Bear Grylls, but the reality is like if one of them's crying and needs to watch Bluey on a laptop, that's the only way I'm going to stay camping. It's like it's the only option. Or if I want to watch Bluey.
Yeah.
This is important, right?
That's funny.
Live your life the way you want to, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome having you on.
It's great to be
It's
here.
really impressive what you guys have built. And I really want to check out your home stuff, though, because that sounds really legit. Being able to, like, have that bad boy in your basement or wherever you keep it.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah. Mine's in my utility room.
Well, that's pretty cool.
How big is it? The system?
It's about 8 inches thick and probably 4 or 5 feet tall. Probably about this wide.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty small.
That is small.
Yeah.
That's like a Tesla thing. That's, like, incredible.
Very similar to the Powerwall. Yeah.
Wow.
Except
You guys
for
have come a long way.
ours is LFP. Yeah.
We'd have had some massive lead acid battery that had taken like a whole room in order to do that. So now it's pretty cool.
Yep, for sure.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
it's great
thank you. So
catching
good
up
to
and
get to
getting to know
know
your
you.
story.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
That is